Say it again. Hi. Emerald, good job. Emerald. So, what do I think of a Hans Macaw? I've had 2 Hans Macaws questions recently. One is, what do I think? Cape Parrot or Hans Macaw? And the second one is, someone has a sun conure and they're thinking about adding a Hans Macaw. So, what are we going to talk about regarding the Hans Macaw? Hi. Hi, I'm Kaylin, the author of The Parrot Bliss Bond. Please be sure to get your copy on Amazon, either as an ebook or a soft cover, so that you know everything that you need to provide a quality life for your new Hans or Cape Parrot, so that you can then have quantities of bliss. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Show them the bliss. Show them the bliss. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Alrighty then. Yes, you're showing off your pretty wings. They're so pretty. Yes, Emerald. All right. So, Hans Macaw versus Cape is very interesting because while they actually kind of look like they're the same size parrot, let's see if we can get you. Come here, sweetie. Can I borrow you just to show? Come here. Emerald is about 12 years old. This Cape Parrot Paloma is like 3.5 months, something like that. You could see that they kind of look like they're the same size, but it's clear that she's a little bigger. Now I lost the Hans Macaw. And this is about 156 grams versus about 100 grams more. So the Cape Parrots are going to be less than 300 grams, maybe a little more than 300 grams. So they're not exactly double the Hans Macaw. They could be, but you really are talking about twice the parrot as far as this parrot is more big and stocky, because this is a young parrot, whereas Emerald is an established adult, so that makes her more of a full, like just like teenagers are really thin and lanky, generally speaking, and adults are more stocky, like we've filled out kind of thing. The same, I totally observe the same thing in parrots. So that is a smaller parrot. That means that one of the things about both of these parrots when we compare these 2 species is that they are both nut fat eaters. The Cape Parrot will require like a 1/4 cup of nut fat every day. That can be a Macaw mix, although I don't like all the seeds in there. And this is the only parrot that I know of next to a Macaw that can eat a walnut, like can get through the shell of a walnut and eat the walnut inside. The Hans Macaw, being smaller, is not really meant to have necessarily as much. No other parrot other than the Macaw and the Cape can get through that walnut. So when you have a Hans Macaw, you're looking at like a spoonful of Macaw mix. In other words, she can have a pistachio, she can have some walnut in that, but she's gonna get less of that nut fat than the Cape Parrot. So their foods are sort of similar, just different quantities. Other than that, fresh vegetables and pellets every day. Now, I'm going to take a quick break and tell you that thank you for watching ads. They help me support my parrots and they help me bring you more videos, which I love doing. So thank you for watching those ads. Now, back to, let's see if we can get this girl back. Come here, sweetie. Step up. Thank you. Okay. Talking ability. Flying ability. They can both fly. we don't clip unless there's like a danger to the bird itself, or if like the bird's bugging another parrot, you know. So sometimes it's hard to keep my parrots in the frame. And basically Emerald is kind of intimidated by the Capes because they are bigger. So, actually, let me see if I can trade, because more of the questions were on the hands. Oh, is that okay? No fights, please. Come here, step up. Come on, Emerald, step up. Okay, a little bribe did it, and now we'll see if she stays. Do you want the walnut? She's like, I don't know. There's those other. Nope. Okay. So talking ability. You've heard Emerald talk. It is in that parrot-y voice. You want to say hi? Emerald barks. She makes water gurgling sounds. She says bye-bye when I'm getting ready to leave the house. She says her name, which sounds, once you know how to listen for it, you hear it. What's your name? Who's a pretty girl? Who's a pretty girl? Who's a pretty girl? That was I am. Who's a pretty girl? Emerald, good girl. Yes, what a pretty girl. You want some pets? Notice when I pet her, I put my hand up, not on top, but I try to come in from the side, and I try to go slowly. Even though she knows me very well, and I am her favorite person to harass. But still, you don't want to take them by surprise because they can react and bite you just because, you know, you surprise them. They don't know what's coming. Okay, so Emerald's sound is a little more birdie-like, if you will. Hi, Lorenza. That's my yellow name trying to make herself heard. And if I could get one of my capes to talk for you, it would be awesome, but yeah. I don't even, I wonder where Quantum is. Oh. Anywho, the Cape Parrots will talk in more of an understandable voice. So that's kind of nice and kind of fun. Of course, I'm sure you've heard this. Any parrot, even if they're a big talker, like Lorenza, who's going, hi, any species will talk or not talk just depending on that individual parrot. So you never know what you're going to get. Messiness for your lifestyle and sound. I would say that the Cape Parrots and the Hans Macaw, as far as the mess goes, I don't think they're bad. They're not like my macaws. You could tell where a macaw's been because there's like a 3-foot radius or more of mess, usually seeds. And they're really messy. Whereas these two species, not so bad. So I would say that lifestyle there is going to be about the same. But when it comes to the sound in your house, you can hear my Cape Parrot and you can hear Emerald. Some of that, again, is going to be dependent on each individual parrot. Macy, one of my capes, for example, when I go upstairs, she calls me. So we get this high pitch, sort of. Whereas Emerald, when she wants to, she does this constant, and it gets old. It gets old a long time ago. Now she's laughing. I think that I'm comfortable saying that Emerald, because I only have one Hans Macaw, and she was given to us as a rescue because the family couldn't have her anymore. Whereas I have 4 capes, so I'm far more comfortable generalizing about the capes because I've seen more cape behavior. Let's go check on that. All right, I listen carefully for anything that's danger, Will Rogers, and then I go running. But everyone seems fine. Okay, so I'm gonna say that Emerald is more charismatic because she's more animated and she's more engaging. The Cape Parrots are more mellow. If you've heard or if you know that African gray parrots are kind of like real chill, like most things don't freak them out, then Cape Parrots are like that too. They're pretty chill. When my parrots are in here and they see a bird through the window and through the outside lanai, they could tell the bird's not close by. But they see a bird fly by, especially like a big bird, like if a big crane flies by, everybody freaks out. What will often happen is one will just go take off flying, and that's enough to set everyone off. They probably sound the alarm too. Whereas the Africans and the Capes, They can get freaked out, but it's just like 9, 9.5, 9 3/4 out of 10. The Cape Parrots are pretty chill. Now, you could see right there is Macy, my Cape, and right there, reflected in the glass, is one of my macaws outside. So that's kind of funny. But you could see, even from just that and the reflection, the macaw's more active, whereas Macy's more calm. It doesn't mean that the Cape Parrots don't move around. I think you've seen, I think you saw my Cape Parrots, 2 of the others that were here playing on on this stand, this wooden stand right here. But now they flew off to the top of a cage where there's palm nuts, or palm seeds, so they're busy eating those. And there's that sound again. But so, I don't want you to think that Cape Parrots are statues, because that's not true. But, because she's just resting, and they're more active. And she really likes me, so she likes to just be with me. And if she's with me, then she's good. And she can be calm. Sometimes she comes and asks me for pets, but she's good. Whereas, you could see that Emerald is more charismatic. She's more animated. And she kind of, like, wants me to watch her, and she wants me to, oh good, yeah, you don't say, right? Okay. I can't tell you. Perfect. You're hearing her, you heard my Amazon going, rah! My Cape Parrots, they make noise. Please don't, like, I have said in the past that they're pretty quiet. They are pretty quiet, but they do make some noise. So don't think that they're noiseless, because that would be inaccurate. But there's definitely a temperament difference between these 2 continents. So I think that's really good to keep in mind. The last thing I'll say is, of course, Emerald is a macaw. She is in the macaw family. So you kind of get the benefit of the incredibleness of a macaw in this little package that's very easy to handle. But she is more beaky. I can't say whether or not other Hans macaws are or are not. She is far more likely to nip, and she has nipped and or bitten, I think, all of us. Thank you for showing them. Did you see that? That time she was, I make the distinguish between a bite, which cuts your skin, and beaking, which sometimes is actually as gentle as like moving my finger away, and like I don't feel any pressure, versus sometimes they do exert pressure when they beak, but there's no skin cutting. So like they can control how much pressure they put on and whether or not they bite you. So my experience is she is more likely to bite. She doesn't bite all the time or anything like that. Whereas the Capes, I don't think they've ever bitten. Poop. Good poo. But they have beak. But the Capes have this incredible hook bill. There's Emerald's little hook bill. Now let's get a Cape. Macy, can I borrow you? Even though you don't have the biggest one. I don't want to bother Quantum right now. Macy's beak is normal. It's not overgrown. It's not short. It's normal. And for most parrots, that would be way long. This is normal for a Cape. So you could see that there's plenty of stabbing ability, but our Capes, I don't think they've ever made us bleed. Sometimes they'll beak, but they tend to do it very gently. I said, no, move your finger away. That's what they'll do. They'll just literally go, no, and move my finger away. So that is the difference between those 2 species. I do think it's a lifestyle choice. Clearly, for me and my lifestyle, which is already loud, I hope this video isn't too loud, that I have my mic on. But for me, I do prefer more of the mellow. I love that the Capes can talk. Mine don't talk a whole lot, but they're still pretty young. but I do prefer kind of the mellow demeanor to more of a hyper demeanor. One thing I think, generally speaking, that happens with parrots like a Hahn macaw. Now I have no parrot in my video. And Emerald just flew further away. One thing that happens is when you have a parrot like a Hahn macaw that's like a macaw in a little body, it's almost like they have more energy and they're a little more hyper, generally speaking. And I'm not necessarily a fan of that. So if I were choosing, for those reasons, I would choose a Cape. Also, if I was in an apartment or a townhouse, a Cape would probably be far less likely to get me neighbors' complaints. And in a house, you're less likely, I think, or I'm less likely to be unhappy. I can hear Emerald right now, but I can't hear my Capes. I hope you can hear me really well. Thank you for joining me in this feathered video where everyone keeps flying away. Please be sure to get your bottle of Tink's must-have CBD oil, the parrot relief, to help de-stress your parrot or help support their immune system. I will catch you next time in a different room where it'll be quieter.